What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Gonzo, and today I'm very excited for my guest today. It is Bustmanco TCG, aka Paul. He is a current TCG player, has been to multiple regionals this year. We're going to talk all about it. So get in that live stream chat, ask him some questions. Let's talk about it, and we're going to talk about experiences from young to old. Let's go. Paul, go ahead and introduce yourself a little more than what I did.
Well, no, it's a pleasure being here this evening with you, Gonzo. Appreciate you having me. I'm a competitive TCG Pokemon player. I've played since 2017, and I am a player out of the Tampa Bay area in Florida. And of course, I'm not going for my invite this year, but I just try to play as many events as I can to to get my skills up there. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Real quick, we're gonna say hello to the chat. What's going on, Grumpy? I think I saw Jonathan says hello, and Ghastly Grabs. That's so. When you were in Florida, did you go to? Do you do just local stuff, or I mean, do you do more than just regionals? Do you go to locals to pick up points or get stuff that way?
Well, I play in local events like our general, like every Thursday night we have our casual league at Coliseum Comics in New Tampa. So that's where I do majority of my playing. Plus, I'm on a team too, and I go play. I'm on Team Swan out of Lakeland, Florida, so representing Polk County. I like to go to we go do our local events too, and then we play in there's like several league challenges per month that I play in, and plus I've played in a couple of league cups too. So
Okay, cool. What do you mean by team? Because I've heard that term before, like when I watch regionals and everything, when they have it over the weekends. What is it? Just you and a bunch of other players who team up together to practice on each other, or is there an actual team format for this?
it's like I'm if there is a team format, I'm not familiar with it, but
Okay.
it's like there is like different teams that they're like sponsored by different card shops or different like TCG companies, but ours is just basically a small team that joins together and we play test and help each other get ready for the different events and stuff. So
Okay.
that's the main thing of our team. We're basically a group of friends that play test every weekend just to enjoy each other's company. It's a way of hanging out. So
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because like I said, I hear the term team all the time, and it doesn't. I don't really recognize it in the TCG format because there is no team play as far as I know, and as far as you know. Um, but that is so. It is kind of what I expected. It's to help you guys deck build and play against, and try to play other metas or other decks that you might see on tour. How many regionals have you currently played in this year?
and this year I've played in three. I played in Arlington, Texas in December. I played in Orlando, which is about an hour from me, back um, in the middle of February. Then I played at Charlotte regionals in North Carolina at the end of March, and the fourth one will be NAIC at the end of June.
Okay, awesome. Which one was your best showing?
My best one would be the Charlotte regionals. It's like it all comes down to like your skill level, and then of course luck plays a role in that too,
Mhm.
and playing the right deck on the right day. But my best showing was in Charlotte, North Carolina. I went 4-4-1, and my placing was 405th out of 1,170 players.
So just by the numbers alone, you did better than half of the other competitors.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I played a deck called Arceus Duraludon, which is a very tanky deck. So the goal
Mhm.
is to get your art like have one Arceus V Star out. That's like your accelerator with your energies, and you power up
Mhm.
your Duraludons because back in March it was a heavily based special energy format, and Duraludon shuts any with its
Shuts all that
skyscraper,
down.
yeah,
Mhm.
skyscraper ability. You can't do damage to Duraludon if you have a special energy attached to your Pokemon.
Okay. Grumpy brings up a great question. Why are there more than one regionals in the U.S.?
The reason why there's more than one regional in the U.S. is because there's a points requirement in order to go to the World Championships. Like each year, it's been set differently, and due to like with COVID and cutting the season down by some, like they made the point requirement to be 350. Normally, it's between 4 to 500 on average, just based off of whenever I've played in the past, and you need several regionals like throughout the year, so that way you have enough chances to try to get placings to where you'll qualify and get points to use towards your world's invite.
So is Worlds invite only, or is
Um,
there small
yeah,
chance that you can play?
well, the world there, it's like you have to have a certain amount of points in order to get your invite to worlds.
Hmm.
And like the way how it goes is if you have enough points, like if you have because like day one is basically the players that have enough points to get into worlds, and then there's like day two stipends that like
Hmm.
the top 16 for like the United States, like the US, and there's like top 16 from each region,
Hmm.
and they would advance to day two. So basically the way how worlds works is day one is like all the players that who just got their invite, like the just what's the word I'm trying to look for here, it's like they made the point requirements, but they didn't get into the top 16. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, they're gonna play their way. There's usually about 8 rounds, and I think like a 6-2 record will get you into day two.
Hmm.
Um, a couple of my friends in the Tampa area have made day two in Worlds before. So
Okay. Yeah. Because I know that's very similar to how the VGC side works. You have to make a certain amount of points to get an invite.
yeah,
Um, and then just like with the TCG side, all the people who qualify but don't have a high enough point record, they do have to do a little extra to continue on. Um, Grumpy brings up another interesting point. I'm assuming I know the answer to this question. If you get an invite, that's all it is an invite. You still have to fly yourself out, get your own
yeah,
hotel room. Yeah,
yeah. Well, it's like there's like I don't know exactly because I've not been in that situation, but I believe it's like top four or something or top eight. I believe
they
like
pay.
from each region, like you get a stipend from Pokemon to, for like your flight, your travel, like pretty much traveling expenses are paid. So
Okay, that
that
that I did not know.
that's to my knowledge. So
Yeah. Um, and so what is the current? We were talking about this before the stream. We were talking about the pre-release. Excuse me, the pre-release of Paldea Evolved. I only went to one. Uh, I did a lot better than I thought I was going to do. To be honest, I thought I was going to go 0 in whatever, go completely defeated. I have not played in about 14, 15 years. So there's it's a little new to me, but it still plays very much the same. But I can't play like I did when I was younger, where you just try to get the big guys out there and try to do damage. Now the trainer cards and item cards were so helpful, and that's where I failed this weekend. And we're gonna take a look at my deck that I built this weekend. Um, so let's do this way. So this is the deck. So if you guys don't know, for the pre-release weekends, you get one build in battle, and it comes with 4 packs. You have to build a deck out of those 4 packs and those 4 packs only. It's not a 60 card deck, though. It is only 40 cards, no trading, and then the prize pile is only 4 cards as well. So, for example, I did pull a Quackball, but I could not use it because I did not have the middle evolution for it.
mhm.
Um, and I can't trade for it, so I couldn't. It's pretty much would be an illegal card for me. This is what I ran with. I didn't use any of the special energies. I think I used a handful, nothing too crazy. The Great Ball, Luminous Energy, and you'll probably notice my flaw that I noticed after I played a couple of decks, or after I played one or two battles. My record this weekend was 1-5, so I did win. It was best 2 out of 3. Squawkabilly was a huge pickup for me
Yeah.
for the way I wanted to play because of United Wings.
Yeah.
Um, just I did, but this is where I messed up because I thought it was per, uh, especially in the first couple rounds, because I thought it was each Pokemon with United Wings just in the play area, not in the discard pile. And I loaded up on Flamigos and Murkrows, which have that same attack, and I didn't have a way to discard them a whole lot except for the Squawkabilly, and I think I had one or two cards. But Murkrow was the reason why it came in. Murkrow came in clutch for me when I won. He was a big hitter at 140, but he also got to discard a card from my hand in order to even use this attack. So once he got knocked out and I get a Flamigo or another Murkrow in there, I would hit for big damage after it. And then Mabostiff was actually very clutch for some, like, I did win a lot more than I like. I didn't go complete. I went 1-2 for a lot of the best 2 out of 3 matches, and Comeuppance was a really good is a really good attack for this kind of format when you're fighting the guys who have the EXs or the ones that have the big attacks like the Murkrow. It doesn't look like it does because it only does 20 damage, but if he takes damage from that opponent, like if I use Dirty Throw on Mabostiff, it will take 20 damage and then another 140. So he was a good revenge killer. Bombardier was just in there to fill out the deck. I didn't realize how bad I held myself back without adding cards that can discard cards like the Squawkabilly or I think, and these are the cards I didn't, like I said, I didn't put anything away because I wanted to show you, see what you would have done differently. So the Quackavall, of course, and then I got the Tinkaton in my mind, and then the Annihilate again couldn't use, which was unfortunate. But these were the ones that I could not use. Those are my code cards I'm going to use later because I'm going to start playing online again. So we got the Sandy Gas, Tinkatink, Tinkatuff, more. I did you probably saw this a lot, the low kicks over the weekend. Low kicks was everywhere. I did not pull one, so that was unfortunate. I did have the Mankey.
And also with the pre-releases, you can break the 4 of rules, so you can play like 5 Flamingos if you wanted to, or 5 Pikachus or whatever.
Yeah, and that was another rule I didn't know about. The store I went to did do really well in explaining the rules. I just wasn't fully paying attention because I was so nervous and excited. But Eris is on Professor's Research. If I knew how my deck worked prior, and I also didn't listen to an advice, one of my friends who I went with Ian, I went with him. He told me to do a practice run by yourself. Sure. I did a couple rounds by myself, but I'm playing by myself, haven't played in a long time. I didn't realize how good Professor's Research would have been for my deck. And then the Dino as well as Grafii. So tell me a little bit how you think my deck kit was compared to people who probably wouldn't realize what was in here, what you would have switched around.
Yeah, like I remembered on Saturday the first flight that I went 3-0 in was like with the United Wings with the Tinkaton promo, because the Tinkaton, it's like if it was me, you're good. It's like I would have kept the Honchkrow in there because it can be trade fodder for the like dumping a United Wings into the discard pile. And you can also use Tinkaton's ability once per turn. I had 2 of those out at the same time. I was dunking out like Murkrows and and the Flamingos.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the Electric Bird, but I pulled one of those, so I was able to dunk those just to get that.
Kilowattrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
get a bunch of them into the discard pile to stack up the attacks, because the United Wings attack is like it's taking it back to like a couple of the old models like Night March and Mad Party. So because like it
Yeah.
does like 20 damage times each.
For each Pokemon that
Yeah,
has United Wings in the
that
battle.
yeah,
Not in the battle, in the discard pile.
yeah, in the discard pile. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
And that was that was another thing that I picked up over the weekend, that the wordings mean everything. Because I thought it was just okay, you get if it's 20 damage regardless, but it's not.
Yeah,
They have to be in your discard pile. So United Wings could be 0 right off the bat.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because 20 times 0 is 0.
0.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I also would have probably put the research in the deck, because it's a good way to dump those
dump them. Yeah,
United Wings into the discard pile. It's like it was good that you have a Squawkabilly as well, but the only downside to the Squawkabilly is that you're playing in a 4 prize format with the pre-release, so it's like you're giving up like your opponent's taking half their prizes right up front if they knock your Squawkabilly out.
yeah. For you guys who don't know, EX is just like if you read any of the cards with V's and V stars. If you're new to the card TCG, you knock on an EX, you get 2 prize cards instead of 1. And this, yeah, I always tried my best not to put him active. I tried to keep him on the bench. The only time I put him out inactive is if I didn't have anything else to do it with. Um, let's go back to the chat really quick. I know I missed some stuff in here that people were asking. What's up going on, Steven Collects, Digi, what Harsh, how are you doing? There's no shame United Wings was a hard deck to win if you didn't open with another United Wings card, because the max damage you could do is 140, which could kill any of the stage 2. Yeah. Mine could have been stronger if I put that other Flamigo in there, and if you could just knock everything out in one go, but it was very hard, but the damage could add up very quickly. The TCG online is too much for me. It's not that bad when I started because I mostly started playing a lot today, but I re-downloaded it, started playing again. But yeah, overall though, how bad or neutral are you with this deck for someone who hasn't played in 14 years?
I think you did very well. Like, was it the one guy that was like doing the 20 damage or something? That was like after the Murkrow. I don't know if I would have played that, because it's like you've got
Yeah,
feels like you're pigeonholed into playing 3 different engines in one deck.
yeah,
It's like it's sometimes like usually like whenever you have like a pre-release format deck, it usually has a theme to it. So I just usually stick with the theme, unless
mm-hmm.
if I have like extra trainer like support cards that I can tack off an energy, because you get more than one energy, like you get more than enough energy in a 40 card deck. So
Yeah.
you're basically getting about 50% of the deck as energies, just about.
So would you recommend next time I do a pre-release, because I do plan on doing another one? I believe it will be Obsidian Flame at this point. Would you recommend opening these cards first, or
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then open up the packs?
Yeah. Like I would I would open up the deck pack first, and, line it up into the energies, the trainer cards, and the separating into the categories like with the Pokemon. Then I
Mm-hmm.
open up all 4 packs, and I line up the different types and all that. And if there's a certain type within those packs that can work within the deck, or be like a help the engine keep rolling and stuff, then
Right.
I do like process of elimination, like I can put this here, and then like the cards I know that are that potentially could go into the deck, I like lay them to the side, and then the rest of the cards that are going to have no chance to go into the deck are just going to go right back into uh, the pre-release kit.
Right. And that was another thing that I saw while I was there. I saw people separating all the cards from energies, from typings to maybe this one I will work around my deck with. So I learned a lot. Do I think I'm gonna do a better showing next time? I hope so. But if I go another 1-5, it's not gonna hurt my feelings because at least I'm getting a win.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I haven't checked online to see what my points were because if they are official Pokemon tournaments, so I probably got like -6 points.
Well, like the only
Yeah.
way how you can get points like to go towards Worlds is if you play in a league challenge, a league cup,
Oh, okay.
or regional or special event. So because they're like
That's
yeah,
yeah. So I need to start going to those. I
yeah.
don't know what night those are on in my area. I
Um,
think they're on my D&D night. So
yeah, well, like
yeah.
league cups are usually like on the weekends and like on
Mhm.
Saturday or Sunday. I've heard of league cups playing like on a Friday sometimes,
Yeah.
just depending on what state you're in. And then like league challenges could happen throughout the week. Like if you go on the Pokemon store locator, like underneath premier events and like punch in your zip code, it should
Mhm.
spit up a bunch of uh, locators that like when they have like their challenges or when they have their cups and stuff. So
Okay, that's something I'm gonna have to look into a little more, because I don't know how often I will play. I'll probably play once or twice a month, but I had a lot of fun. It did bring back a lot of good memories of me playing as a kid. Um, uh, to go back into uh, to your play mats and your play style, how many? Because you already told me, but I don't think chat knows. How many pre-releases did you do this weekend?
I played in three of them.
Three,
Um,
and let the chat know how your whole weekend went because I'm really excited
yeah,
to ask about a lot of it.
sure. Yeah, the first on Saturday I played at my local spot where I normally play at Coliseum Comics, New Tampa, and the first flight I played in, they had like an 11 and 2 o'clock flight. The first flight I went 3-0 undefeated. The second flight I had a decent deck, but I just could not get set up, and I went 1-2. And then I ended up playing in a pre-release yesterday at the local where our team plays at Johnny B
Hmm.
Sports Cards in Lakeland, Florida, and I went. I lost the first round because couldn't get set up, but I ended up going 4-1 out of 21 players. I got second place.
Okay, and that was just for the first show, the
Yeah,
the the first tournament.
yeah. They only had one flight on yesterday at that card shop.
Mm. And then what about the second one?
Well, are you? It's like I played in two flights at the same place on Saturday, and then one
Oh,
flight
okay,
at a different place
gotcha.
on Sunday. So
How did that one go?
yeah, that was the one that I got second place out of 21 players. That was yesterday.
That was 20. Yeah, and what was the major differences in between your decks those weekends?
Well, it's like the one that I went 1-2 in. I didn't have the United Wings, which is like one of the most popular ones because it's the one that can stack up the most damage. And the
Mhm.
one that I went 1-2 in, I just could not. I had like no support Pokemon out of the four extra packs, and it was like that psychic type one. That's the one that I had for that one,
Mhm.
and I just could not get set up. So
Yeah.
because like I said, it's like in Pokemon, there is some look to the game, and there is variance and like drawing good and all that. But it's like I was drawing all my all my energies, and then like one basic Pokemon, and then it just gets knocked out. So
Right. And how would so I completely forgot my question. Uh, when you are playing, do you uh, pay attention to what they're doing in the first round? Are you trying to take mental notes? How is your play style? Is it aggressive or is it a slow build?
I like to think of myself. I can play either way, but I feel like I'm better on an aggressive side because the deck I play is very aggressive. Or are you talking about from a pre-release standpoint or just in general?
In general.
Yeah, like because I like to play. Back when I first started playing Pokemon back in 2017, my deck of choice was Tapu Bulu Vikavolt GX. Well, Tapu Bulu GX Vikavolt, where um, Vikavolt it's a stage 2 electric type, and
Hmm.
allows you to attach a grass and electric each turn onto one of your Pokemon. You could just spread it. And the
Yeah.
deck that I'm playing now takes me back to that day a little bit because of I'm playing Lugia V Star, and the Lugia V Star's V Star ability is Summoning Star, which allows you to take any evolution normal Pokemon from your discard pile without a rule box and put it into play. And the deck that it's built around is Archeops, um, which the Primal Turbo ability allows you to pull 2 special energies from your deck and attach it to one of your Pokemon per turn. So each turn I could pull 4 energies.
Right. That's something I need to start looking at again with the abilities, because I remember some of the abilities weren't as broken as they are today, because some of these abilities can ruin or make a game, like that Archeops. You get 4 of those special energies on one Pokemon, especially on the right Pokemon, you can steamroll the rest of your opponent's team. What's going on, King Pokemon? Ghastly said, "Congratulations! She's happy that you played so well this weekend." King is not good at the TCG. Neither am I, King. I went to the pre-release and I went 1-5. But I have to say, the pre-releases, they weren't wrong. I did, even though I lost, I did have a lot of fun. Everyone is essentially on equal footing for these pre-releases because everyone is playing with the same cards. And since they're new releases, no one's really played with them before.
Yeah.
But back to the full deck format. Excuse me. Talk about your current deck and what you may change up and bring to the next regionals. Hopefully, you don't give out too much information to your opponents because we do want you. Yeah.
Well, it's like the deck that I play is Lugia V Star.
Mm-hmm.
This is
the one in the thumbnail, guys.
Yeah, that's Lugia V Star. Tempest Dive does 220, and then Archeops is based upon it. It was based around it with the Primal Turbo attack. And I play with the single strike build. There's single strike and rapid strike. Play with Tyranitar in the deck. And there is a card that as I told you about, that Duraludon card that this would shut this deck down, but I play a Pokemon called Single Strike Urshifu VMAX, and this one attack here goes through Duraludon's ability because the G-Max 1 blow, which hits for 270, discard all energy from this Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by any effects of your opponent's active Pokemon.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to, if you're going to start playing the TCG, you have to read everything because it's completely different from the collecting side of the standpoint. Because when I'm looking at cards just to open them and collect them and look for a full art, I'm like, I'm just looking at the artwork. I rarely look at the attacks and the abilities. But now when I start to open these, because if I really start playing like I want to, I have to slow down a little bit and read them, or at least like, hey, these are cool, or explain to the chat or to the viewers if it's a pre-recorded video, like why it could be broken or why it could be used or how it can be used. I'm definitely gonna start like the Soul Rock and Lunatone.
Yeah,
Soul Rock.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deck because say if you have like 3 Solrock or even all 4 of them out on the field, you can throw 4 energies on a Lunatone, plus you still got your manual attachment for turn, and you can just go ham on your opponent. So
yes, and that was another thing that I saw this weekend. People were putting cards in their deck. Well, the Pokemon side, not the items or supporters. They were putting cards in that they can't attack with just because of the ability. Like I saw when I was researching some play, so I can ask you some questions. I saw that a lot with the Lunatone, Soul Rock decks with the Mewtwo V-Star pair ups. They're just putting in the Lunatone, the Soul Rocks to use as death fodder to put in the active spot, just so they don't have to, so they can build up energies or something else. but they're mostly there to use their ability to get energy out of the discard pile and put it onto a Lunatone.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I've also seen with the Mewtwo V Star, um, like Shadow Rider V Max, with
Mm.
the effect of the Shadow Rider V Max. You can attach a basic psychic energy to one of your psychic Pokemon for the turn, and you
Yeah.
draw 3 extra cards. So that's one way how they would build up the Mewtwo V
Hmm.
Star. So
Yeah. King Pokemon says, I went to play at the local shop to get some play packs, and I got to the pre-release, but just watched and filmed and got packs, didn't play. A lot of people, I when I went this weekend, a lot of people do that. They get the packs and they don't play. Um, the shop that I went to apparently will not give you packs unless you sit down and they watch you open them. What they're afraid of is because it is sponsored by Pokemon.
yeah,
What they're afraid of is people are going to go to these pre-releases like, oh, I just got an emergency call, and they take off um, before anything kicks off. So now they pretty much wait until people at least open up the packs before they kind of leave the play area and give time for people to build. That way, for collectors and Poketubers and other influencers, don't just leave with a bunch of pre-release content and make content before everyone else.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, and I didn't think of that because I always heard about the pre-releases. I've never gone to them because I don't play. I never would have thought like, oh, let me just go sign up and kick rocks once I get this box. I'm only allowed to buy one box until the event ends. Yes, that's how it was at my events I went to this weekend as well. You buy your entry box for the game, and then I think after half the rounds have been played, then they will start selling it to everybody. But they won't. They'll just put your name on the box after you purchase it. That way, when the tournament is done, or if you forfeit because you know you're not going to win and you leave the store, that's when they'll hand over the box. Um, it is, I respect them for doing that. I understand why they're doing it. Because it is meant for players, not for collectors that day. Have you had any major issues that you've seen at your local card shops during these events?
Um, it's like not at the shops I've played at, but there are instances like one other card shop I heard that is like if you don't play the 3 rounds, you don't get your 3 extra packs after the 3 round event. So
Oh no, I don't, I didn't get any extra packs
uh,
after I played. I
okay,
think it was only meant for certain, like if they played, because we had, I think there was 12 people that played, so it was 6 rounds. I don't know if everyone was supposed to get packs, but I didn't get any.
well, it's like the way how it's structured, like in the card shops I've seen here in Florida, is
Mm.
you get your kit and then you get 3 extra packs after the tournament. So
Maybe they just have enough packs,
yeah,
or or the store I went to just like, nah, we're keeping these. We're gonna sell these. We're gonna give away the other cards to other people.
yeah, I think it's the discretion of the shop too. So
That's what I think too, because I've seen a lot of people who like, oh, these like, because I follow a lot of the local shops, and they're like, oh, these are our winners from this weekend, and all the prizes have varied from 2 build-in battle boxes to 1 build-in battle to just a handful of packs. Digi says sometimes it's also pack per win. That's also how it is at my pre. Oh, so that's I should have looked more into that, because if it was 1 pack for win, I need to go back and get a pack. I don't think it was though, because when that store put on their photo for on Instagram, there was only 4 people who had winnings. Yeah. How did anybody go completely undefeated this weekend for you?
um, like you talk about like in all the flights and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I think one of our players and the Saturday one went 5-1. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like Yeah, and of course the flight yesterday, me and I was 4-1. I got second place. The guy that got first was also 4-1, but due to resistance and tiebreakers, he got first place over me. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, that stuff I probably won't look into until I get a little better. Where I'm like, I need to start caring about this. Um, yeah, I think we had one person out of, I want to say there's 10 to 12 of us there, uh, that went completely undefeated. Yeah, everyone else was defeated. We had one younger cat. I think he might have been the youngest in the Masters division. He was about to get kicked out because he kept cussing so much, and uh time delay, they almost got him for that, because it was every time he had to shuffle his deck, he took 30 to 45 seconds to shuffle it, just killing time.
yeah, and you can only have 15 seconds per action in Pokemon. So
Mm,
there's people that'll. It's like, I don't know if you ever seen like some of the different streams and stuff. Like there's people that would cheat on stream, like in other countries, like the like events and stuff,
yeah.
and it's like they'll like only mass shuffle the deck twice and then hand it over to the opponent to cut. Like if they know their cutting styles, like if they cut it in the middle, they might cut
Mm,
something that they need to the top. Or like with me, I always riffle shuffle 7 times and then present it to my opponent to cut. So
yeah, I did it a handful of times. What I didn't know if it was cheating or if it was just preference, but I saw one guy, the way he would shuffle would do one of these, but the cards were kind of face up. And I was like, or he would put it at an angle where he, like, if he was paying attention to it, he could see it.
mhm.
Uh, I'm sorry, I didn't know if you guys can
No,
see it in the camera. How
yeah,
I did it was I left them face down, and I kind of just, oh,
yeah,
I'm dropping all my cards.
yeah,
Just like leave them face down, because that way your opponent can't tell you're cheating.
yeah,
And then obviously they can either cut or tap.
yeah,
I liked it when they would tap, not tap. I'm sorry, just me trying to drop the cards. Uh, I see. I'm afraid of that because I don't. I'm not good at it. Um, I would prefer if my opponent did cut the deck, because
yeah, like that.
if something happened, I'm like, hey, you cut it. You decide not to
Mhm.
tap. But yeah, I think the
Yeah,
way they do the boxes is fine. I don't mind waiting around and letting the players get the packs first. My video will come up on release day. Hey, Kings, I get it. I respect that you do wait, and you at least you stuck around and watched people play. That's awesome. They give you the box with 3 packs for 3 packs. I are Were your packs open? Because you should have got 4 packs in it for build and battle for one of these Kings.
yeah.
You should get 4 packs. Um, yeah, I is that a normal thing to have the
Yeah.
pre-releases, the plastic off?
Not exactly. That's pretty much like a broken box, like or a hot like.
Mm.
Like somebody must have cracked it or something. Unless if it was like sometimes it could be like a manufacturer error from Pokemon, but I've never heard that.
Oh, a pack plus 3, a box plus
Yeah,
3 packs.
yeah,
Okay, got
yeah,
it, King.
yeah. The way how it works is you get like in a display kit, you get like 10 kits plus a booster box too. So
Mhm.
when you break down the booster boxes, you get you add like 3 extra packs to it, I believe. So
Yeah, I this because I don't think it's the plastic was off when we got our boxes at the shop. A lot of the other players were like, "Oh, that's weird. Hopefully, nothing was weighed and they didn't switch any cards out." Obviously, they weren't weighed, or they weighed them incorrectly, because I wasn't the only one who got full art cards and secret art cards. But yeah, they said it was weird that the plastic was off those boxes. But so that is not a normal thing.
yeah, it's like very rare it may happen. So
Hmm.
I've never heard of it. Like in 5 years of playing in pro releases, it's never been an occurrence like to any of the places I've been at. So
Okay. Chat, do you guys have any questions for Bustmanco TCG? He does have his own YouTube channel and Instagram. links are in the description down below. Go ahead and ask some questions. He's been playing the game a lot longer than I have.
Yeah,
That is weird. Should be a sealed box when you get it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
yeah. We'll say with my YouTube, I haven't done a video in like 2 years, but Ghastly Grabs kind of motivated me to come back into that because a YouTube channel I supported like 5 years ago. It's like Ghastly Grabs channel reminds me of that same channel because she would do pack openings with her kids too, and then I would go do like the pack openings and doing deck profiles. So I'm gonna do a couple of deck profiles prior to or before NAIC and like talk about the different matchup spreads and all that for it too. So
Okay, yeah, I can't see. I already subbed, so I can't wait for that. Because as someone who's getting back into the format, I want to know what other people are going to be playing, what's going to be popular, what's something that could counter the popular decks. Um, I what was I going to say? The only thing I'm not looking forward to is having to buy singles because I'm big on grading cards and collecting the cards that I like. But I know in order to make a playable deck, you might need more than one V Max. The V cards, I'm sure I can pull a couple of them because they're not as hard to pull. But V Maxes, or even now with Paldea, the EXs, I know I'm gonna have to buy singles at some point so I can fill my deck with it correctly. King's his Pokemon YouTube channel is in the description down below. I know a lot of people who would like it, the deck analysis info. Yeah. This kid and his father let me film them open up their packs, and the first pack the kiddo got the Magikarp character rare and the Slow King Terra. That's cool. One person had the Slow King in their deck, and they messed up because they were so I don't want to say they messed up. They still had a very well competitive deck for the weekend, but he forgot that EXs are not like V cards where you can just play them. Yeah, you have to evolve them. So he didn't have a Slowbro or a Slowpoke or Slowbro in his deck to play it. But I'm glad a lot of people were honest this weekend. They didn't retouch the deck after the tournament started, which you're not supposed to do. Very illegal move. Not very. It doesn't look good on you if you fix your deck after you build it and tournament started. Two people did get caught doing it though. I don't know what the repercussions for that were. They probably just like, hey, don't do it again, knock it off. But they did not have a winning record anyway, so I don't mind that they lost.
Karma.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of father, son, mom and son players there, which kind of surprised me. In the junior format, I did play one of the juniors during one of our break times for like lunch and stuff. Oh man, that like, and I wasn't trying to like not take advantage of them or think like, oh, they're a kid, I'm gonna destroy them. It was a complete opposite. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go in there thinking this kid is gonna not know how to read and not know what they're doing. They destroyed me like straight 4-0. A little bit of it was luck on their side because I wasn't getting the cards that I needed to get my deck moving. But at the same time, they knew exactly what they're doing. They have a little more imagination than some of the adults do that I played with this weekend. But kids are definitely they play very aggressively, and that's what hurt me a lot. Do you ever play the juniors for practice, or have you seen them play before?
Actually, like one of the juniors at my league on Thursday night, he got his world's invite for the juniors division.
Oh, okay.
And
That's awesome.
I played test with him as well, like on Thursday night. So he wipes the floor with me though, but but it's like we both like to play Lugia, but he has his own little techs and stuff too, and his mom plays the game too. She's very supportive of him, and like I love teaching the kids how to play the game too. I'm a judge for Pokemon too. Well, like I help out with like the different league events. Like I help out in league cups, and a challenge once in a while if they're short staffed. So
How does one become a judge for the Pokemon Company?
the way how you can become a judge is on the Pokemon website. Like you can either become a judge or an organizer,
Mhm.
and then you take like a 10-question test, and then it'll determine like if you're eligible to become a judge. And then the longest part is the background check. So
Oh, okay.
the background check could take several weeks, couple of months. It all depends. Whenever I had my background check done, it was done in 3 weeks. So it just depends on
Yeah.
like how many people are applying to become a judge. So
And how many? Not how many. What are the perks of being a judge? Is there any perks at all? Or is it you just get
yeah,
to go to some of the events?
well, like if you're a judge and stuff, like I've judged in league cups where I got just about a booster box as like my pay for judging the whole tournament, like helping out with the tournament. If you're in like regionals, they pay you like they pay you like $60 a night. I never judge in a regionals yet, but
Mm,
I just from different friends that have judged that you get like three or four booster boxes for judging the whole weekend, and
dang.
you get like a little bit of cash. You get like play mats, promo, like staff promos, like some of those Charizard staff promos from like
Mm,
previous sets and all that. Like if you got that thing sealed, that bad boy's worth a pretty penny. So
yeah, man. Man, I'm about to be a judge, not a player. This I'll have a lot more success with that. Harsh, take your time. King, I was curious about that also. The guy who organizes ours has been doing it for 15 plus years. Dizzy, what's going on, man? Hopefully your package comes in the mail this week. Um, yeah, that's insane. I'm gonna have to have you send me the link to become a judge because that's something I should look into. Because being a judge is a great way to learn how to play the game because you have to judge others fairly.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like when you're in a regional setting, there's like multiple ways how you can contribute to doing like the judge. You can judge in the main tournament
Mhm.
where like you're a floor judge, you're working with like the head judge because there's three different head judges per regional, like
Right.
one for the juniors, one for the seniors, one for the masters. And then you could be like working the computer, inputting like the different win loss match slips, and working the prize wall, which is for like the side events, and being like a side event staff, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um,
There'll always be a spot for somebody, is what you're saying.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna judge in like the like my one of my friends, I'm gonna shout her out. Her name is Gumi. She's
Mhm.
uh she's uh she's judged in like two different regionals, and I believe she judged in the EUIC, the European International Championships in London. So
Did she
I
have to
feel,
fly herself out there, or did
yeah,
they fly her? Okay.
I think she
So
fed.
being a judge is pretty much like being a player. You volunteer yourself,
Mhm.
and then you have to pay for your own flight there and everything.
Yeah, but like the compensation is worth it, just
Oh,
from what
I
I've
would
seen.
absolutely. You get the staff promos, which people would pay big bucks for just to have them because it's a little stamp. It's the same card, just a stamp. That's the main difference. And then getting to know other players and learning to play the game. Have you ever been on stage on stream?
Not even close. Yeah, like that is a goal of mine one day. It's like the
Mm,
only way how you like me. It's like I think I'm a decent player. The only way for me to get on stream is like if I'm like in a winning end to get into the day two of a regionals, or
mm,
if I'm paired with like a very high name, like say if I'm in an international tournament and I'm paired up with like Tord Reklev
yeah.
uh, or uh, Alex Shabansky or Rahul Reddy or Azul Garcia Griego. Those are some of the high top names in Pokemon, and
Mm,
I watch all their streams, and I'm a big supporter of their channels, and they've helped me become a good player over the last 5 years since I've been like watching their content.
right, right, right. Um, is and we already talked about like how to get on the stream, how to get on the tables, because the streams even though if you watch them on the Pokemon YouTube channel, the streams normally start on Saturday.
Yeah.
But like we were talking about beforehand, welcome back, Karsh. Like we were talking about beforehand, it normally does start Friday night or Friday, and it's usually all those people, like we said, the people who made the points, but not enough to make it, or not a big name. Like on the VGC side, Wolfie, we guarantee he's always going to get an invite. He's probably going to make it on stream at some point, but he does still have to play on Friday like everybody else. Does he have to play as many matches? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know how like the whole setup goes for like for the VGC, but like for usually like on the TCG side, Friday's like the check-in day where you get your swag and stuff, and then 8:30 in the morning, boom, round one starts for the day one, and then Sunday's day two. It's a lot. It's structured differently for like the international tournaments because usually like due to how many masters are playing, like Friday is like Thursday is like the day to check in, get your swag, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And then on Friday is day one. Then Saturday would be day two for the Masters. Then day one plus top 8 and top 4 for juniors and seniors. And then Sunday's Championship Sunday, where the finals are played for junior, seniors, and Masters.
Yeah, it's kind of the same for the VGC side. It all depends on how many numbers they got for that weekend.
Yeah.
When you play, unfortunately, you haven't made it to the next couple days or to the stream tables. Do you still stick around and watch all the streams, or do you just say, nope, I'm going to hang out in the hotel room and check out the city?
Well, it's like due to like my work schedule and all that stuff, I always like to try to make sure I'm home on Sundays. So that way I can be fresh and ready to go on Monday morning whenever I start my shift. So
yeah,
it's like I always get like a flight to where if I know I'm going to make day two, I can reschedule my flight to book it till later on in the day. So
okay. So, but what's going to happen to that one time? You probably jinxed it. This next one in North Carolina, you're going to go all the way to Sunday. What are you going to? You're going to have to call in sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only a part-time worker right now due to get my master's degree, so that's why.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also going back to school. I don't work part-time. I work for I do a work study program for the VA.
Oh, cool.
So I pretty much I work when I want to work. Stephen Collect says, my biggest problem is that I don't want to play a meta deck. If you're not going to play with one of the top decks, your chances are very slim. You're not wrong. I feel the same way about the VGC side, because that's where I did most of my gaming and tournaments a couple years ago. I like to play. I'm one of the players that I like to play with the ones that the Pokemon I like to play with. And I recognize that if you're not playing with certain ones, you're not going to have a fun time. You have a fun time. You're just not going to have fun winning. You're going to have fun losing. How often do you see people like that during regionals or these league tournaments where they don't want to play the meta decks? Maybe they want to experiment so they could be the founder of the new meta, or even a deck where they're like, I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah, it's like my thing is kind of twofold though. It's like obviously a meta deck is going to be like mostly the way to go if you're going to make it to the upper echelon in Pokemon. But there's also people like to experiment with new cards and stuff, and break that barrier, make that as like a new creation for the meta.
Yeah, because that's how the metas are formed. Really, you don't know what's going to happen until you play it.
And I would say like as long as you're having fun, that's the the one thing that matters. For me, I've had times where I'm amped up going into a tournament, and then I go like 2-3 drop, and then I'm like down in the dumps. But it's like it's psychologically for me. I have to put the cards away for a couple of days and then get back to it, and just ramp up that fun again. So
Yeah, you got to take that break every once in a while.
yeah,
I get that. Um, has any of your teammates been on stream?
they haven't yet. I would say like I'm like probably the most competitive player on the team because I'm the one that travels to most of the events. They all have
Mm,
families and stuff, and they're not able to travel as much. But unfortunately, it's like I'd love to have like more teammates with me going to regionals and stuff, but I
yeah,
understand like their situations and stuff too. So
right. So not all your teammates go to regionals with you, but they do go to the most part to the local tournaments and everything.
yeah, yeah, and we like to talk smack to each other a lot too. So
Oh, of course. That's part of the fun is
yeah,
poking fun at other players. Stephen collects. I do always have fun regardless. That's all that matters. Have
yeah.
you have you done any of the VGC side at all or played
Um,
any of the games recently?
I have the last Pokemon game I played was I got a Game Boy Advance SP. I played the
Hmm.
Pokemon trading card game from Game Boy Color on that.
Yeah.
And then I remember beating like gold, silver, crystal, yellow,
Hmm.
red, and blue. And I played Pokemon uh, Sapphire. So like
Okay.
that, it's like I'm old school when it comes to that. So
So you don't find out the about the new Pokemon until they get to the TCG side.
basically, yeah, my
That's
friends,
hey,
yeah, my friend Steven, he's big into VGC as well. So, but he don't like getting any of the events. So unfortunately,
okay. Hey, that's as long as you guys are having fun in the hobby.
yeah,
What you said you've been playing for 5 years.
yeah.
Have you been collecting longer than that, or did you just like did you meet some friends at a card shop and you're like, hey, this seems fun, I'm gonna get into it?
Well, it's like I actually started playing Pokemon when I was 8 years old,
Hmm.
and like it's like when I was younger, my family we I was raised in the flea market business growing up, so we would go to the flea market, sell on the weekend. I would help my dad unload the vehicle, then he'd give me $5, and I'd just go buy a pack of Pokemon cards. So,
Yeah,
and
that
I
was the
would,
good old days when they costed
yeah.
$5.
Yeah, so it's like I like to if I would have kept some of the Charizard packs sealed, I'd be selling them for like almost $1,000 a pop now.
Yeah,
But
they're expensive now.
yeah,
So what were the packs at the time when you started playing again?
the packs when I started playing again was Sun and Moon Guardians Rising.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you do have some of those cards that a lot of people want for their collection, I'm sure.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I remembered having four hyper rare type Tapu Lele
Mhm.
GXs. Those were going for $90 a pop before. I quickly sold them all just so I could try to get my money on them before
Yeah.
they went down. So like
Yeah, and that's the thing with players is you guys do recognize the value of certain cards. Do you ever just sell those cards so you can get the ones that you can play that are the playable cards for you?
yeah, like with me though, it's like I started blinging up my decks lately, like with the Lugia, like playing the
Mm,
gold ultra balls and stuff. But normally I like to play the lowest rarity of things. So if I pull like a very good card that I know I can make money on, I'll flip it to one of my
mm.
friends that they're looking to bling their decks out. So um,
Right. Yeah, we during the weekend, one of the guys when they're practicing their full decks with each other, he had everything full art. The energies were gold. The trainers were their full art trainer variants, and if they didn't have anything big like that, they were the reverse rares. Yeah.
yeah, I don't take it that far. So
No, he said his deck was about $450. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like
I don't have that kind of money to do that.
some of these card games these days, like Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like it'll cost you well over $1,000 just to have a decent deck.
Hmm.
Because like I started out collecting Pokemon and I played the TCG like from like 8 till about 11 or 12 years old because my mom would take me to Books a Million on Saturdays to go play, and then I got in real heavy into Yu-Gi-Oh afterwards, and I played that from 2002 to 2010. I got my invite to nationals in 2005. And
yeah, I remember Books a Million. That's when they had the league format where you can get the little badges and everything. If you played enough battles, you traded with people. They had to stamp a little card for you. Yeah,
I actually
remember
have
that.
a couple of those laying around somewhere. So
yeah, I had up to the Thunder badge, but that one went missing, and so did the Cascade badge. So I only have the Boulder badge left somewhere. Yeah. Dizzy wants to know: does anyone remember Pokemon Pinball and Sapphire and Ruby as a kid? For the Game Boy Color, because we were
I
talking
played
about
pinball.
those.
That was fun.
Yeah, I played. I don't know. I think it was Ruby and Sapphire. I think it's on the Switch's eShop now for their online membership stuff. Very fun game. I do recommend it. Sudan segment. That's a spicy meatball. Sudan. Hey, what's going on? If you guys don't know, Sudan is a co-host with me in the Cardboard Addicts podcast group. Go check them out. We had a video go live today. Very fun group of guys. We talk about all things TCG and collectibles. Speaking of other collectibles, what else are you doing besides Pokemon? Do you collect comics? Do you collect Funkos, bodies that are in your basement? I don't.
Yeah, there's no basements here in Florida, but maybe in Pittsburgh where I was born at. But it's like I started like getting into like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a little bit, like some of the action figures. My favorite one would be Baxter Stockman the Fly. So I'm working on trying to get a collection of that, and then like I'm going to try to. I've never owned the Power Rangers Megazord, so I'd like to own that one day too. So, and I play Yu-Gi-Oh Goat format, so that was the 2005 format. So basically, like just playing the old Yu-Gi-Oh cards and then Pokemon. That's majority of what I do now these days. But yeah, it's like I'd love to try to get into more, but just with income and stuff, you can only do so much at a time. So apparently, I'm the only one here. You there, Gonzo? Hmm. What? Yeah, I see he got froze, so don't know if I should leave and get back in, or he'll come back in. I can see some of the comments here. Yeah, I can chat with y'all. Let me go back here.
Yeah, I love my. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I almost threw my computer out the window. Oh, cool. Let me sub to the channel. That was awesome. Wrestling. Yeah, we talked about wrestling.
I do watch wrestling.
Chat picked up the ball for me. Cool. Wrestling. Paul, are you able to see chat now? Yeah. That awesome. You're not don't feel too worried. I did that with Ian too. I'm gonna have to call my internet provider and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because that is normally when it happens, I can just hit refresh and it comes right back up. But this time they won to start a fight this time. So yeah, what did catch me up on what you and chat talked about while I was
Yeah,
gone?
yeah. Like I was able to see the chat because I seen like chat had like 84 comments on it, so I clicked on it and I
Yeah,
just started going through, trying to pick off from where you left off. And somebody asked me if I played the Dragon Ball Z TCG. I don't, unfortunately.
yeah.
Um, I do watch wrestling. I am a big well, my favorite wrestler of all time would be Undertaker and Bret Hart. Those are the two I've grown up watching. Right now, my
Mhm.
favorite is Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief.
I won't acknowledge him. You won't get me to acknowledge him.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
or I do like Cody Rhodes too. Like when he goes, "Whoa!"
yeah. I think they dropped the ball with the new title this weekend. I don't think it should have gone to uh, AJ Styles or Seth Rollins. I think it should have gone to AJ over Rollins, though. I think this would have been a good opportunity for Cody Rhodes uh, to win that world heavyweight title of some sort for his father.
Yeah,
But overall, I think it should have been between, if it was going to be Rollins to win it or AJ to win it, it should have been between another person to give him a nice little push, get some momentum going for somebody. That because that was it was a decent show overall, but it wasn't what we needed.
yeah,
Um, and I think that some of the stuff that happened this weekend would have been a much bigger surprise or pop for the crowd if it happened in the States.
yeah. I went to WrestleMania 33 in Orlando. Me and my brother went. That was whenever Undertaker faced Roman Reigns in the main event. So
Mm-hmm.
that was fun.
Yeah. Suit on saying Mankind is good. Oh, Mankind is God, not good. King's Pokemon said Sting is my favorite of all time and Kenny Omega for now. Jeff Hardy is my favorite. Oh man, I don't know if I can agree with that, Dizzy. Jeff is good, but I don't think he's top 5 in my opinion. He's top 20.
Yeah.
They gotta let the feud go through SummerSlam. Which feud are you talking about, Sudon? And Stone Cold. Okay, Dizzy, now you're back in my favor. Stone Cold is definitely top 3. He's on my Mount Rushmore. Okay, who's your Mount Rushmore of WWE superstars? Not current, just overall
Okay.
the whole the history from WWF whatever it was to current. You pick
Okay.
4. This is your Rushmore.
Okay. I would pick Andre the Giant,
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair,
Ooh, controversial choice, but I dig it.
um, Undertaker,
Yeah.
and Roman Reigns.
I will put if I would agree. I agree with 2 of them. I think Roman is still a little young to be on the Rushmore. A little too green for it, in my opinion. Uh, I would have to go with Stone Cold, Bruno Sammartino, Undertaker. Ooh, and then either The Rock or Shawn Michaels. I'm gonna go with Michaels for my
Yeah.
4th member. King's Pokemon says Stone Cold, Rock, Taker, Shawn Michaels. So very close to mine. I stopped watching wrestling. Yeah, hey, wrestling's not for everybody anymore. It's very hit and miss. If you're talking Extreme Rules and TLC, Jeff Hardy is up there. Absolutely. The Hardy Boys, the Hardy Brothers were something amazing. And I don't think wrestling would have been the same without them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with that argument at all.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Jeff, oops, sorry.
Yeah, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, speaking of Jeff Hardy, at WrestleMania 33, when me and my brother went in Orlando, that was the WrestleMania that the Hardy Boys came back to
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania. They came in as a surprise entrant in the ladder match for the tag team titles, and I watched Jeff Hardy Jeff Hardy do the Swanton Bomb onto the ladders.
Yeah,
That was pretty epic. And then Matt Hardy was in the ring. He went up and climbed up and got the belt. So
that was. I'm surprised they let Matt Hardy, uh, grab the belts over Jeff, because at that time Matt Hardy was hot. He was absolutely hot. And Jeff Hardy, not so much. He like, of course, he's Jeff Hardy, so he's always going to be popular within the WWE fan base. But Vince McMahon wasn't over Matt Hardy at all. He was a huge Jeff Hardy fan. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, Undertaker and Kane had a cage, not Undertaker, The Rock and Kane had a cage match in a house show. And for some reason, some guy decided to hop the barrier, hop the cage, and get into the cage with Kane. And Kane chokeslammed him. Like it was a legit chokeslam because you don't hop in the ring with somebody to mess up the show, especially if they're supposed to be a fighter or a wrestler. They're gonna attack you for real, and he attacked him for real. And I was like, oh, that looked like it hurt. Yeah. Taker, Ultimate Warrior, some of my earliest memories. Ooh, Ultimate Warrior is also a good pick. Yeah, Lita. You can't go wrong with Lita.
I like Bray Wyatt too.
I did. I don't know if I do anymore just because they're not using him correctly, in my opinion. And just the stuff that he did recently, I'm not a fan of. But I think he had some like family issues too. That's why he stopped showing up again. As a little child watching wrestling. Oh yeah. Bray Wyatt is such wasted talent. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. I remember the boiler room full of snakes and a coffin with scorpions. What match? I remember that too, but I don't remember the match. I don't remember who was in it. I think there's a handful of boiler room matches. So Mankind was in a handful of them.
Mankind and Undertaker that I know of.
Yeah. The coffin and scorpion. So I think was that the same match?
I'm not sure. I thought it was like one with Kane or something. So
it might have been one with Kane. Yeah. Do you watch AEW at all or no?
I like Darby Allin. He's very good. I used to like CM Punk too, but
with all the drama he's bringing to the table.
That's kind of just pulled me back a little bit. I do like his theme song, Cult of Personality. So
yeah, I'm surprised WWE let them. Well, it wasn't really one of their original songs, was it? It was a band. Yeah, it was a band. I think that they paid the royalties to. So that's probably why they don't have a say for it. But that's also the reason why a lot of the wrestlers today, except I think maybe Randy Orton, they get original music from WWE that they can't use anywhere else. Yeah, Bray Wyatt just needs a good writer.
Yeah. He's actually local to me too. He's like 30 minutes from me. He's in Brooksville, Florida.
A lot of WWE wrestlers are local to Florida now just because of the development center. I lived in Pensacola for a year, and I met a lot of the Samoan Dynasty guys. I met Rick. They all live there. They all wrestled, trained. They're fun. They're really nice people. They're not the people they portray themselves to be at all. What else are you collecting? But I don't know if I think I missed the question about the Dragon Ball. Do you collect Dragon Ball or Yu-Gi-Oh or anything like that?
I just play like the Yu-Gi-Oh GOAT format, which is like the 2005 format. So like that's the only format I play for Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't play Dragon Ball Z. I did try to play Magic a couple of times, but I can't grasp the concept of it. So it don't get me giddy whenever I play.
I used to play Magic. Was one of the things I used to play on a regular basis, especially in the military. A lot of military members play Magic. It's probably just easier to play and pick up and teach people how to play. And then with Pokemon, we tried to teach a couple of people on the ship in deployment how to play it. But because they see Pokemon, they think child game. They think the anime. They don't really think cards, and they don't want to learn how to play. But Magic was something different that they were like, oh, that looks cool. Let me try my hand at it.
Yeah, it's like I spent like $60 like on like this Magic set, you get like a starter kit with like a deck and like supplemental cards and stuff, and it just collecting dust. So
yeah, have you ever thought about trying to sell it?
Yeah, like I'm gonna take it. I might take it to one of the card shops I go to this Saturday that sells Magic and stuff. And
Mhm.
even if I get $10 for it, that's
Right.
$10 like better than nothing.
Yeah, $10 is $10. What are you studying for your master's degree? I almost forgot to ask that.
Yeah, I'm studying social work, human services, counseling. So
Yeah, no rocks.
no no rocks.
The reason why I asked that is because Sudan and I were talking about in the Cardboard Addicts podcast group chat. We're talking about my class that I started today for my school. It's geology, and Sudan is he majored in geology. He likes rocks, so that's what we're talking about today. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Sudan, let me know what you were trying to what you wanted to do with that degree. I'm actually really interested in that. Uh, I don't know what to expect from this class though. It's one of the ones that I just have to knock out before I can start doing all my other stuff.
Yeah.
What is your main goal though with your social work? Are you trying to get a job so you can help people find jobs, help people with their mental health? What's your ultimate goal?
Well, I'm already in the place where I work at right now. I've been there for 7 months, and I feel like I hit the jackpot whenever I got there. I'm doing the same work that I'm doing, but except I'm working from home now. I don't have as much stress, and I'm being able to still do what I love, and I make more money doing it too. So it's not all about the money, but it's like
It
it's
helps.
about, yeah, it definitely helps. So yeah, like I don't know if you ever heard of like the three numbers 211,
Yes.
which is an information referral and crisis line. So like I've done like the suicide calls before and then the high crisis at my previous job, but this job here, I do information referral, which is providing financial assistance to people who call into the helpline. Say if you need assistance with your rent or utilities or food pantries or homeless shelters,
Mhm.
when you call that 211 number up, I'm the guy you talk to. I'll provide you the different resources for agencies that support that need that you're calling in for. Plus, I do the sexual assault helpline too. So,
Do you have to report any of that stuff to the police, or are you not allowed to?
well, it's like anything that's like a DCF requirement, like
Mhm.
if like a child's involved or something. If somebody's like in a high crisis situation, we would have to get like law enforcement involved. So,
Okay.
like I had an active suicide call before, so that's like you have to get law enforcement involved, and that's like the I can't elaborate any more than that due to
Right. Yeah.
HIPAA and all that. So
Yeah, absolutely. And oh, what just great. Something just fell off my desk. Don't make. I have no idea what that was. Um, yeah, I have used those services before myself. I have no shame in saying that every once in a while, even some veteran needs help. Uh, it happens. You do need to seek out help from other people, and sometimes those people are professionals. Luckily, it was nothing was ever an active suicide case. It was more like
yeah,
before it happens. Let's get to it. Let's figure it out. Um, yeah, they definitely helped me in the past a lot. The VA helps a lot, especially with their social workers. And today, Memorial Day is a very big day for myself, and I know a lot of my friends and family from the military. It's it's really it's an awkward holiday for us too sometimes because people miss. I don't know if they know the true meaning of Memorial Day because it's for the fallen veterans, the fallen military members. So when the people find out, like, oh, you're a veteran, thank you for your service today. I'm like, I'm still alive, man. Like, please don't thank me. Like, I feel awkward, and I know I'm not the only veteran who feels that way, but I do know a lot of veterans who use today's holiday to go to the bar, go drink, go do stuff they shouldn't be doing. It's not just veterans; it's active duty too in their family. But the crisis lines are such a huge help today, and I know how busy a lot of them are, because of the holiday. It's especially during Thanksgiving, Christmas, they're very busy. They're very stressful times. So if you guys do need help, don't feel bad to reach out. Reach out. You can reach out to me. You don't have to reach out to a crisis line. You can always reach out to a friend or family. Reach out to me. I'll talk to you. I don't have any issue with it. Who am I gonna and who am I gonna tell? I'm not gonna come on the live stream and talk about your business. It's not their business. But I really do mean it. I care about every single one of you guys. If you need help, get it. You're not gonna be weak for doing it. You're actually stronger for getting the help you need.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to something a little more,
Sure.
positive.
Yeah.
Is there any specific? Let's go back to Pokemon.
Sure.
Is there any specific cards in Paldea Evolve that you want to pull, you want to find, that you want to add to your deck, and what's the reason for it?
Well, I got the Squawkabilly card because that helps out in the Lugia deck, because the goal is to get those Archeops dumped in the discard pile, so that way you're able to use the V-Star ability for Lugia. And the Squawkabilly card, just, turn one. So if I got 2 Archeops in my hand, I can bench, use the ability, and not have to waste my supporter for the turn. I can use that supporter to do something else. So
Right. And what are you looking for? Anything else besides Squawkabillies?
yeah, and Iono, that takes me back to the 2 cards that I despise the most. Well, one of them I like, the other one I don't like. It's basically a combination of the 2, which would be N and Marnie.
Yeah.
N, basically you and your opponent shuffle your hand into your deck, and then you draw for the same amount for the amount of prizes you have left. And then Marnie is you shuffle your hand, you put it at the bottom of your deck, your opponent draws 4 cards, you draw 5 cards. And Iono is basically a combination of the 2. Like the combination part would be like you shuffle the deck, like you shuffle your hand, put it at the bottom of the deck, and then the end part is where you draw for the amount of prizes you have left.
Right.
And then Chin Pao as well.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are looking for that card. And Iono for the collectible side too. How do you feel about some of the hype beasts on the collecting side? That they're hunting those cards, they're finding those cards and picking them up at a market, just for the value, even if they're playable cards.
Well, it's like, of course, people, it's their money, they can do whatever they want.
Right.
Like some people like to pay like the 100% markup on it right whenever it comes out, because they want to have it now, which it's like, if you're working hard for your money or whatever, you should be able to enjoy it and do whatever. As I was saying before, people can do what they want with their money. They work hard for it. They do whatever. So, but like with me, it's like I guess I'm frugal. I like to try to wait till the card dips in price before I buy into it. So
right. But I guess I should word it better. If like the Iono you're looking for, obviously you're not going to buy it in Japanese, because you can't read Japanese out. I don't even know if that would be playable to put in the same deck, because I'm sure they would have to be the same language.
Yeah, however, in the international championships, you can play with different language cards.
Well, I would assume so, just because you're international.
Yeah.
But you can't have half the deck. You can't have half the deck be English, half the deck be Japanese.
Well, far as playing in regular tournaments, like locals and stuff, or regionals,
and just in general.
Well, it's like from what I see, in the Taiwan event, it's their entire deck was that same language,
right. Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm assuming all the deck has to be all one language. It can't be a mixed match of Taiwanese, Chinese, Japanese, and English.
Actually, it can be like a mix of them because like I've seen streamers before, like in like the stream matches and stuff.
Mm,
Like the whatchamacallit, like one of the players who's from uh not Portugal, Brazil. He was on stream. Like I seen some of his cards were English, and then the other ones were like Portuguese language. So
that's interesting.
yeah.
Hmm. Sudan has a question. Why can't you use jumbo cards? It makes sense to me, a VMAX card and then use a jumbo card. Are there any in King wants to know, is there any jumbo NRG cards? I don't know what NRG means. But let's go with Sudan's question first. Why can't you use jumbo cards?
Um, there's like no right answer to that. It's like I guess like there's no way to shuffle them. So that
I I had a theory about it. Apparently, well, it's not apparently. There's also no jumbo energy cards.
yeah,
So how are you supposed to put energy cards in there? Because then if you're going to put them in there, they're going to be this big and this big.
yeah,
So it's a very
yeah. There's no
easy
way to
way.
shuffle it. So
Oh, NRG energy. Okay, got it, King. I'll learn to read one day in your young, hip, cool lingo. Mine wasn't a real question, just a comment as a question. It was a question. You put a question mark in there. It's a question. I just need to get with the hip crowd and hang out with King more often. Yep, there he is. He'll get in eventually, King's Pokemon. I'll learn how to dickheads. Hey, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm allowed to not know the slang. Oh
same.
man, they threw me for a loop on that one. I completely forgot where my next question was now. Son of a bitch, you motherfuckers. I'm 41, dude. Yeah, but you're cooler than I am. It just comes with the territory. It's okay, Gonzo. I had no idea what it was either. um Mid 30s. Son of a bitch. Do you have you used the promo cards before? I'll just go with that question. I can't, and hopefully I'll find out something else, like from the Lucario V boxes or the Shining Star cards, the promos and from those packs.
You talk about like the big cards, like the big one, or
The regular size card that comes with it.
yeah, yeah, like I did use like Lucario. Well, it all depends on like the deck and all that stuff. Like Zacian V, like the promos for Zacian V.
Mm-hmm.
I used it in the past because like that was like a meta deck with Zacian V and the Arceus Dialga Palkia GX type of deck. So
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's just select. If it's like a meta type promo, I'll play it because I just choose to play meta. So
Yeah. How do you feel about the? Hopefully, the card shops in your area aren't doing it. The play Pokemon packs, the packs that are meant specifically for players, just because they have a little play Pokemon stamp on it. That these collectors are trying to get their hands on them to flip them. I don't know if it's an issue in your area that the stores aren't selling them or aren't giving them to the players and they're selling them on eBay themselves. Have you ever had an issue with not getting your hands on the packs that you earned?
well, it's like we have like a bunch of people at our league, so like on our Thursday night league, uh, the organizer will pass out the packs like whenever we get them available, and then whenever they run out, they run out. So
Yeah.
and then like our Saturday league like tournament that I play in, that'll be like your pack for entry. Well, like they'll be like the extra pack you get with your entry pack. So
Mm.
they're treating it like how it's supposed to be.
Okay. You're lucky. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go to these league matches to find out how it is, but I need to build a deck first. But in order to do that, I have to spend a little more money because I've only been opening packs. I haven't been buying singles for deck building, so I now have to buy some V's, some V Maxes, some trainer cards I I'm sure I have like the common stuff. I'm sure I have. It's the V's and V stars, V maxes, the EXs that I need for this new format that
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy doubles of. Steven Collects is using a promo Palkia card in his new deck. And then King's Pokemon says, my local store gave me 20 packs of those Series 2s to hand out at a local trade event for kids at the library near us. One of them pulled Vaporeon VMAX, $35 raw value. His dad was like, oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind. That's awesome that your store lets you do that for the library. I know a lot of people bring stuff for kids for free. Ian did that at the event. He was seeing kids, he was handing things out for them. Pre-con decks can be good for sourcing some cards too. Yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to start doing again, picking up those pre-built decks. I was gonna pick some up for tonight, but I didn't have time to go out to the store and pick them up.
There's one big type of meta deck that just won the previous regional Mew VMAX.
Mm-hmm.
They sell like the promo deck where you get like 2 Mew VMAX and 2 Mew Vs and 2 Genesect Vs. You buy 2 of those, it'll cost you $60. You basically got you might have to like change out a couple of cards, but you basically have the deck that won the last regional. So for $60. And
marketing plus charity, nice.
Market, good on market value.
Yeah, one of the players that was there this weekend, he was playing a Mew Genesect deck, and his opening hands were so lucky. He got 4 Genesects on the bench right away, a Mew VMAX. Obviously not the VMAX all in first turn because it counts as an evolution. But he put down his deck or his bench. They flipped the cards over. His opponent was like, nope, and he just swept everything up. I'm like, oh, come on, you got to at least try. Mainly giving them a safe place to learn and play and be able to find product. Walmart's getting wiped. Yeah, that's how it is in my area too. Walmart's, Targets. I can't find anything for retail. Luckily, I'm on good terms with my card shop, so I can get good deals where I'm at. And it's kind of a country type town, so not many options for playing and trading. That is unfortunate. A Grumpy Charizard who was in the chat earlier is in the same kind of situation. His closest shop, he said, is 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on traffic. But you're in South. You said you're in South Florida, correct?
I'm Central Florida, basically the Tampa area. So
okay, so you have a decent amount of card shops you can go to.
Yeah, there's at least like I'm in between Lakeland and Tampa's like the major location where I'm at. So like there's like 4 or 5 different shops in the Tampa area and the next county over, and Lakeland, Orlando area. There's a bunch in Orlando. So
yeah, I live in San Diego, so we have shops everywhere. Some of them I am not allowed back at, and some I go to quite frequently. The one I'm not allowed back at was I got banned from the store in 2020, and I just recently tried to go back because I wanted to see if they remembered me, and they do. Because I went there, and it was when the Hidden Fates ETB were selling upwards to $200 to $300. I go in there, they're selling it for $500. I laughed in their face, asked them if they're kidding. They said no. But what pissed them off is I used logic against them, and they did not like that. They were selling singles for PSA 10 prices when they were raw cards. So they were like one card they were trying to sell for $600. For raw, it goes for maybe $200. When I was like, why would I buy it? If I'm going to buy a card for that price, I'm just going to buy it already graded. I'm not going to buy a raw one, pay for it to get graded, and then have it not be a PSA 10 price. They did not like that, to the point where like, you're not allowed back, get out. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, no luck there.
They're just being petty.
Yeah. I'm not mad though. I'm surprised they're still open. So they must be going after they're in a kind of touristy area of San Diego too. So they're probably targeting like the parents who don't know any better, stuff like that. Stephen Collect says, so the owner of our local shop is working on a program where you can spend $25 for you or your kid to get a battle stadium and learn how to play. That's cool. Those build and battle stadiums are a great way to get it too, because you get two of these plus some extra packs and some extra and another little promo pack inside of it with a somewhat pre-made deck. That's awesome. That's a good way to do it. I have like 3 Costco's near me in California, but many of my friends don't. Oh, in Canada, but many of my friends in the U.S. don't have any near them. That's dope, Steven. Yeah, it is. That is cool, Steven. Harsh. That. I think I don't know how many Costco's are in my area that I think there's like 6 that I can go to, but those get wiped so quick too. Like those 3-pack tins that were on sale recently, those got picked up real quick. Is there anything? When can we expect your next video to be up on YouTube?
I'm gonna say within the next week. Now that I actually was able to build my deck out this morning with the new cards from Paldea Evolved into Lugia. It's just shuffling time doing my schoolwork, and then like after maybe like before work or after work. So because I only work a 4-hour shift, so
okay, got you.
Yeah, plus family time too. So
yeah, I get that. Well, when they do come up, don't forget to share it, to send it to me. I'll share it as well, because I know a lot of people. It sounds like a lot of people are playing again. Steven Collect is playing, King's Pokemon's playing and collecting, giving stuff out to kids. Not the Build and Battle Stadium, says Steven. It's the one that comes with the board and 3 pre-decks. Oh, you're talking about the one that has the Cinderace and Pikachu on it. It looks like a board game almost. I think that's the one you're talking about now. Sam is close too, but Costco is a drive for now. They're building one apparently. So I'm assuming you're talking about Sam's Club. Yeah, that okay. Yeah, Steven. Okay, now we're on the same page. We only have one Sam's Club in my area, and it's not another membership I want to pay for. Do you prefer Sam's Club or Costco to get your cards at if you do pick them up there?
It's like I do have like a Sam's membership, so I don't really go in there and shop much, but my dad likes to order his drinks from there and stuff because he can buy it by bulk. So I just go swing by and pick it up for him. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the video going to be about when you do get on your channel? Are you going to talk about your deck and what it's supposed to do, what you want it to do, what you might take out? How's your formatting for your new video going to be like? What can you expect from it?
Yeah, I'm gonna do like I'm not very tech savvy, but you'll just get like a raw to the bone video like on the Lugia deck with Paldea Evolve cards in it, and why I chose certain cards to go in there, and explain like how they help out in specific matchups, and basically, yeah, that's what you can expect from that type of video. So, and like the different card counts and stuff. So,
do you bring extra cards to? I don't, because I've never been to a regionals or a big tournament like that. Unlike the pre-release tournaments, once you build the deck, it's built. Can you fix your decks at these tournaments? Are you allowed to take certain things out, put certain things in, or is it like a pre-release when it's locked in? It's locked in.
It's like when you're in like a Premier. Well, I highly suggest not changing your deck, even if it's just a local tournament. But whenever you have like your regional events and league cups and league challenges and the higher up tournaments, you fill out a deck list, and you could be randomly deck checked during the tournament, or if you make top cut, you're automatically getting a deck check just to make sure there's no cards, changing in between the tournament and stuff. So
okay, so it is for sure. Once you're locked in, you're locked in.
Yeah. However, like for the world championships, if you're playing in day 1 with one deck and you make it into day 2, you can play with another deck. You play like a second deck. like a
Okay,
different deck. So
that because that way it's not everyone's passing out information of hey,
yeah,
this is what they're using.
yeah,
That's cool. I did not know that. Uh, does it do the same thing for finals, or is it once you get into day two, that is
yeah.
for sure it?
Yeah, basically day two for Worlds starts over again, like starting a clean slate because everybody's like in it now. The people that got the automatic buy into day two. So
Yeah, and then it makes it easier for the commentators too who have to look at
yeah,
because I'm pretty sure they just get a set a list of what your deck list is.
mhm.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. Plus, like whenever like you're playing on stream and stuff, you got like the I guess what's it called, silent air or something like
Mhm.
where like the players can only hear each other and then the judges. So
Right, right, right.
yeah, and
Uh, Go ahead, finish your
yeah,
statement.
I'm about to say the judges, I mean, the commentators, they don't talk about the decks of the players until they get started playing because then you don't want to, like say something that, give one of the players, like, uh, an advantage on more
Mhm.
information. So,
Do they have the commentators like on a big screen somewhere for players to watch the stream too throughout the day? Like, if there's like small TVs spaced out throughout the event center.
yeah, well, there is the, like there's like the seating right by the stream where you could watch. There's like a big screen that
Mm,
normally it's mainly focused on the players, but if there's like sometime like in between games, like because it's best two out of three, like in
yeah,
between games, they'll air the casters talking about the previous game that went on during that match set. So
right, right. Sudan brings up a great point too. You also don't want to go into the tournament with an unfamiliar deck. So
absolutely,
yeah, uh, have
which
you
I did that at Orlando.
you went in with a deck that you haven't practiced with before?
Yeah, because like I was playing a deck called Lost Box, which it's like I don't know if you heard the term like the Lost Box, which would be like the Lost Zone.
Hmm.
Um, it's like that deck. It it's like only like the real top, like the high top players are very successful with that. It's like with me, I don't have that attention span to play that
Yeah,
deck for 9 rounds because it's like you have to set up math and
yeah.
know when to play specific cards to set up your knockouts and stuff. So
Okay. Is there any players you're looking forward to face off when you go to the next regionals?
I did have a couple on my bucket list that I would really love to play against. Toward Reckliv, he's been on my bucket list. I'm a big fan of his and been a big supporter of his. So,
Mhm.
and I would like to play. Excuse me, having a brain fart here. I would like
That's
to
okay.
play. I like to play. I've played Rahul Reddy before. It would be cool to play against him again. Chat with
Mhm.
him play while playing. He's a cool dude. Um, Probably Pablo Mesa, Azul Garcia Griego,
Mhm.
and and those are like on the bucket list that I'd like to play against. I played Azul and Pablo online before whenever it was PTCGO, but I don't count that. I like to play them in person. So
Right.
and I have played like Sam Chen and um, I played a couple other ones. I played Alex Shemansky once. He's a good dude, great player. So
Did you win any of the 2 out of 3s
they
with them?
they all two owed me, but I've taken them to like it's like I've taken it down to like the last prize against Sam Chen. We played
Mhm.
against each other in Daytona regionals, like in 2017. So
Okay. See, that's better than I probably would have done. They probably would have 2 owed me, and then I would have got no prizes off.
yeah, it's like they told me that plus my friend Jose Marrero, I've played him in a 1K top 8 before. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's like he two owed me, but I almost beat him one of the games, but he said that he gave me a good compliment saying that I'm getting better as a player, and just said keep learning and keep practicing. So
Yeah, because it's very rare that if for how long you've been playing that you're going to get worse. You're going to get better throughout the time,
yeah.
especially once you start getting a handle on it. Um, but you said you are going to the NIAC, correct? Or
NAIC, the North
NAIC.
America International Championships
Mhm.
in Columbus, Ohio.
And when is that this year?
It's it's exactly 1 month from today, so June 29th through July 1st, I think, or 2nd.
Ooh, maybe I'll make a road trip myself. Just go there just to be a I know it's
Yeah,
hard to be a spectator for that. You have to be
they
on
have
Twitter.
spectator
Yeah,
badges and all that too. So
yeah,
I think it's like $20 for a spectator badge.
yeah. But yeah, last when they were here in San Diego, I tried to get one, but I didn't know you have to have a Twitter account, and I don't have that. So maybe I'll have to make one just for that.
Well, I think like some of the players they get like you get like an extra spectator pass. I don't quote me on it, but
Yeah.
if I get one, I'll give it to you. So
Hey, I would appreciate that, but let's see if
yeah.
let's see if I can actually get time off away from the family because because I'm going to card party in 2 weeks with Deep Pocket Monsters and
Oh, cool.
all those guys. I can't wait for that. That's going to be. You need a Twitter for the cap chat. No, I don't. There's one on Instagram. I'm doing just fine. um, so again, everybody, Bustmanco TCG, also known as Paul, all his descriptions are in all his links are in the descriptions down below, his Instagram and his YouTube. Let's keep an eye out to his YouTube channel for his newest videos coming up, hopefully this week. If he doesn't get out this week, that's okay. Stuff happens. Um, Go ahead and let the people know anything else that you want them to know for your decks, any advice that you have for them, what's the best way you think for them to get going is. Just some final thoughts before we take off for the night.
Sure. Well, like when it comes to being a competitive Pokemon player, the best thing is getting out there and trying out the different decks. There's the top players like Azul and Rahul and all them. They offer coaching services on Metafy.com. Um, One day I'd like to be on there and offer coaching services too, but as I got to work the way up the ladder for that. But it's like it's worth in my opinion paying that 20, 25, $30 per hour for like the coaching sessions, because they have a wealth of knowledge that can will pay off, and your investment will pay off down the line whenever you learn what they're teaching you, and you get better with each player, like with each play and all that, or each tournament you play in. So um, but yeah, it's like there is coaching out there available. It's just figuring out which coaches out there that fit your learning style and can, you know, be like that backbone to be a supporter to you.
Mhm.
And it's like there's also like the coaches, they actually have their own content through Twitch and YouTube, like about the different decks like that are out in the meta right now, and they do like the different gameplay analyzing, like why they do this decision, why you should do this, shouldn't do that. So like that's the best way just to learn competitively. Plus, if you got friends that play competitive too, just getting out there play testing. That's what I do.
Mhm.
And you have like a team of friends that can support you. You all support each other. Shout out to Team Swan representing Lakeland and Gardell. Next time we play, buddy, you're mine. Uh,
Yeah,
that's the Gardell. Well, he's a good dude. He's one of my good friends. We like to talk a lot of smack to each other, but he's a fun dude. He's good at the game too, and he makes me a better player in person. So
that's awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming into the podcast today and talking about the card game side of the hobby. Thank you, everyone in chat, for stopping by, asking the questions, getting involved in covering my ass while my internet went down. Awesome. Yay. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, my name is Gonzo. And don't forget, collect how you want to collect. Or should I say, play how you want to play. Peace.
Peace.